That's a good question. I mean, if you ask that question to anybody, any treasurer for a multinational company, you'd probably get a different answer depending on where they generate the cash, how levered they are, what type of industry they come from, and how profitable they are, right? So in my case, I belong to Newell Brands, and I'm the treasurer at Newell Brands, which is a Fortune 500 consumer goods company, very global. We generate 40% of our cash overseas. And we are highly levered because of a recent acquisition that we went through. So for me as a treasurer, one of the biggest challenges is to de-lever quickly, and to that end, I need to know clear line of sight to where the cash is, not only where the cash is located, but where is it generated, and how can I use the cash efficiently, either to put it back in the business or to de-lever. So towards that end, and I'll be talking about this in my later session today, we've been putting in place various treasury automations like treasury workstations that give us visibility into cash. The other challenge is much more common to everybody else that you would talk in treasury, which is to try to get more out of less. So basically, all companies would like to have treasury functions that are fully automated, that are scalable. If the business grows, the treasury offering should grow. However, that doesn't necessarily always come with headcount increases. So in that vein, we are looking to further automate treasury functions like FX hedging and other infrastructures in treasury, and I'll be talking about that in my later session as well. So those I would count as my two biggest challenges as a treasurer. As in any automation exercise like this one, it's a big exercise, and there are some obvious learnings, but the three biggest ones for me, and some of them a little bit surprising, were as follows. The first one was just to make sure that the timeline is understandable for everybody. So these projects take a long time, but often people get this impression that the day you start the project is the day you get the productivity to start spinning out, and that's not how it works. In fact, realistically, your work initially goes up because you are in a period of transition where you're doing your old methods versus now you're doing new as well. And so it takes some time to actually have the productivity then start to go up. So there's a period of time. That was a lesson learned for us and senior management, that productivity is not going to be day one, right? The second lesson learned was that while it may feel like doing a lot of testing while you're doing the automation and training people seems like a lot of time spent, but it really was a lesson learned for us that it's the right thing to do. You absolutely have to do it. It pays dividends down the road to set things up right? And the third lesson learned was the most surprising for me, which had to do with the fact that in a project like this, you have various people on your team that end up working on it, and this is a really good opportunity to rank order your treasury team members in order of their learning agility, their enthusiasm, and also to get them to identify who are your key players, because these are exercises that take a lot of effort, and not everybody on the team may be up for the challenge. So we certainly were able to identify our key players going through this last big automation in the last 2 years. And I really feel these were the three biggest things that we learned.